welcome back to the channel. So I'm back here again today, and I'm going to apologize for taking such a long time to come back and follow up on this drum part. I had inclement weather all last week. I was ready to do it. I was all hyped up, ready to go. The last video I made, I'd gotten the part ready, and I felt like I was ready to do it, and then every night it was like snowing almost. It was like sleet, rain, just, you know, inclement weather overall for driving. And once the rain starts falling, you can hear it. You know, it's not completely, you know, soundproofed or whatever. So, and then tomorrow I've got a big photo shoot I got to do. I'm shooting a house, so I don't think I'll be able to make it back tomorrow. So I don't even think I'm going to get the part down, but I did want to show you what I came up with. Because I like it. It has some nice moves. And I got some nice brand new drumsticks. I just made a video about that. These Steve Gadd, I don't know why I like these so much, but I really do. Alright, so last time I made a video, I was kind of, you know, showing you what I was going to do with this drum part on this tune, El Dorado. And now I've got the whole part together. And pretty much, it's very simple, you know, backbeat type deal for most of the song, and not much movement, just kind of staying right in here, you know, a couple of things, and, you know, don't do much anyway in the whole tune. But at the end, when I had that little outro thing that's kind of the part 2 of the song, I'm doing some snare tom kind of back and forth stuff, and just stuff to make it interesting. I got this idea a long time ago. I guess it was, I don't know, I was probably like 40 or something. I was watching, because I'm 53 now, I was watching 2 classic albums on, I think it was on VH1 or one of the rerun channels that was showing, you know, older stuff. And I saw it a couple of times, it got me hooked on it, was the classic albums of the making of the 2 Zappa records that he made after he disbanded the Mothers. Overnight Sensation and Apostrophe. Yeah, those 2 records together. He basically made those records back to back. And so I was watching the recording process and getting inspired, and I'd read about Zappa before, how he recorded at home. Originally, Trout Mass Replica, the record he made with Beefheart, was going to be made in his house on an 8-track, and I think they even recorded a good bit of it. Just a little machine, like, you know, the equivalent of a Zoom, but it's running tape. And I think they even, you know, recorded a lot of it, but Don got a little paranoid that Frank was trying to rip him off by recording at home instead of in a nice studio, which the idea for Frank was to do a, you know, capture an artist in, you know, in the field type of thing, because he was always trying to do like a freak show anyway, and Don wasn't having it, so they ended up making the record in a studio. And then the other one, but that was fascinating watching the process of recording that. And then I watched the Phil Collins one about his first solo record that he made, I guess it was like 1981, 2-ish, 81-ish, the first, forgot the name of it, but it's the first Phil Collins record. And he recorded that record by himself pretty much, you know, demoed it, and then he and Hugh Padgham went back and finished it, and that was really inspiring to watch him. Basically, he made that entire record pretty much by himself, he and Hugh, and they would, you know, they brought musicians in and stuff, but pretty much did the whole thing himself. And before he did the record, he did a version of the record pretty much like what I'm doing here, which was inspiring. And he was, you know, playing all the instruments and everything and singing. So I just thought it was liberating, you know, very liberating. You don't have to rely on a studio, band members, studio time, producers, all that kind of thing. You just, you know, do it yourself. And we had a slight connection to Hugh Padgham, because at one point, before we signed our management deal with Jesse's management company, before we signed that deal, because they were interested in us, probably because there was all these other people interested at the same time, so there was kind of like a bidding war for us to sign a management thing. And it wasn't a bidding war because they weren't offering money, they were just offering better terms and whatnot. But one of the managers that was calling me up, he was based in Nashville, and he told me that he had played our tape for Hugh Padgham, and it was the only one that he said, this is the best tape in the bag or whatever. It's like a bag of tapes is what he told me. Who knows? Yeah, who knows? But he said Hugh liked this record. So I've always kind of carried that with me. And he said that Hugh would produce it if he brought, because he was going to try to get us a deal. He had a slot over at Interscope. And so he was like, I can put you in the slot at Interscope, and we'll bring in Hugh Padgham. You ever heard of Hugh Padgham? And I was like, as a matter of fact, I have. Because when I was growing up, I was listening to the Police and watching like MTV videos. Every little thing she does is magic. And I saw Hugh in the video, and I was like, what's that guy doing? And he's like recording everything. So yeah, it was pretty amazing. It was pretty amazing. So Hugh, if you're out there, you know, ready to record now, 26 years later. All right, so here we go. I'm going to just show you what I've ended up coming up with. I'm probably not going to get a take. I'll promise to come back next time, get the take, and then hopefully move on to the. I'm going to try to get this one knocked out because I'm super stoked about the next song. That was actually an old song, but I've completely reworked it and fun. It's an old song that I wrote, but I never finished it. Not even close. So now it's getting there. All right, here we go. So let me just play through it. You'll see what I'm going to do. I got the metronome turned way up. Can the Okay, so you can see it's a pretty simple part, and after playing at that time I started thinking that what I'm going to do, because I'm going to stay away from this tom on the verse. So it's like. Okay, and then on the chorus, still staying here, I thought about going to the right, but it just, I don't know, I just like staying over here. Okay, so then on the chorus, it's going to be. The triplet, blah, boom, psh, blah, boom, psh, blah, boom, psh, on the choruses. Then finally the outro, that's what I wasn't sure about that time through. And because I kept trying to come up with a specific pattern, and the original specific pattern I was going to do was. But I started thinking, you know, it might be cool to just build it up and not do the Phil Collins back and forth thing. So the thing I learned from the Phil Collins video, was this thing he does. It was like an 80s style of drumming where instead of going, you know, the single notes, I don't know what you call that. Real drummers know all this kind of stuff, but he would do a lot of like sticking the two notes, the two sticks at the same time. It's like that kind of thing, which a lot of drummers started doing, and I think that was kind of a post-punk style, like a tribal style. Like look into Big Paul Ferguson, is that his name? Yeah, Big from Killing Joke, the guy from Susie and the Banshees, Budgie. I think those kind of drummers, because you know Phil was in England, and that was the kind of drumming style that was in, and you know that was his style anyway. Like if you listen to Brand X and some of his stuff, it's not pop music. You know, he drums like that. So plus he's left-handed. Interesting. So that's where I swiped those little. I love doing that. It makes me feel like I'm a real drummer for a second. All right, so yeah, I've got a lot of work to do. So what I think I'm going to do, let me just go back to that 2-minute mark, because that's where that new outro starts, the second part of the song essentially. It's like around 2:15. So I'll roll it back to 2:09. I don't know. So what I was thinking of doing with that outro is just do whatever I feel like doing so that it's spontaneous and exciting, and then I'll just memorize that later, as opposed to setting up this, I'm going to do this one this time, do this one that time. That to me might get mechanical. It might even make me make a bunch of mistakes because I'll be trying to memorize, oh wait, I was supposed to do that on this one. nobody cares. The listener's not going to know. And what I'm striving for with drums is like some excitement and little things that pop out that are unexpected. Because I'm not a great drummer or anything like that, so I'm not going to wow anybody with technical skills or even brilliant parts. So I try to get something else in there, like some kind of magic, like some kind of groove, you know. Put some funk into it, you know. Put love into it. All right, so I'm going to keep working. I'm going to do this for a while. Then I got to wrap up all my lighting, go to a photo shoot tomorrow all day. It's all the way in Roswell, Georgia. And then I've got to come back here, get all that processing done, post-production, blah, blah, blah. So I probably won't get back in. Today is Tuesday. Probably won't get back in until Thursday. And I'm hoping I'll lay it down Thursday. Then maybe, hopefully, then Friday will probably be post-production drums. And then maybe over the weekend I can get these guitars. I mean, I want to make a goal of getting this song done rapidly. Like, I can't stand it when I'm ready and things get in my way. You know, it makes me feel like I'm not getting anything done. And I've been feeling like that for the past year and a half with this COVID thing. It's like, makes you feel like I had some momentum, you know, and now I haven't been playing live, and it's a little hard. It's not like you can just jump back in. I don't even know what's going on as far as you know, I don't know what's going on. And it's not like you just jump in. When you're not playing live, you got to get your connections back to all the clubs and get relationships going and prove that you can bring a crowd, you know. So it makes you feel like you're not doing anything if you're not playing shows and you're not recording. So I got to at least keep my recording going, get this record done, and get out there and have fun. All right, next time.